Welcome to the Cell Soul Source podcast. This is for service-based women who are unavailable for burnout, ready to consistently sell their life's work and create more money in a business that supports your body, your family, and your divine purpose. I'm an Akashic Records mentor, and I help you serve from capacity and sell from your sovereignty by rewriting what your body believes about power, receiving, money, and being seen, so you can become a prosperous woman, rich in time, energy, magic, and money. Come on in and let's have a woman-to-woman, heart-to-heart chat today. Something happened recently to me and I wanted to share it here because I think it'll be so helpful for you to see the process. The actual incident will be interesting for you to relate to your own life. And these are the moments that are happening multiple times through the day that people just don't know the magnitude of the moment. They don't know the opportunity of the moment. They don't know what to do with the moment. So I want to walk you through it so that you can start to apply it to your own life and take these little nuggets and teachings with you through your day. I have a very close relationship with Blue Lotus. So whether that's Blue Lotus tea, Blue Lotus oil, I have a very close connection with Blue Lotus. It helps me connect in different ways. So I have this bottle of oil, and to me it is sacred. I use it very intentionally. I use it very intentionally for a specific purpose, and I use it in very specific places on my body. It's very intentional. Now, I know that when you go onto these websites, people are using it as a beauty product, using the oil on their face, but it never entered my head to do that, because to me, the oil, the plant, the consciousness is sacred and for a specific part of my mission, let's say. So that's how I was using Blue Lotus. And my friend saw the bottle and she was like, wow, you've hardly used any, but I do use it a lot. I just use it very intentionally. And she was guided to gift me a bottle of Blue Lotus oil. And if you are in my world, you will know nothing is random. Nothing. There are no such thing as coincidences. So one day I had just been in the shower and it occurred to me, my friend had just used the oil as a hair mask, and I had this bottle that I knew she was gifting me. And I thought, wow, I wonder if I could use it as a hair mask. She's on her hair journey at the moment. If you are a woman on the spiritual path doing any kind of personal development work and you haven't been on your hair journey yet, that will come up. That is a normal part of the journey. For those of you that have been here a while, you'll know that my hair was falling out by the handful. So I went on my hair journey, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. But it is part of the journey. Your hair is not just hair. Your hair is energetic, let's say. So she was using the oil on her hair journey, and I thought, wow, what if I just used it as a hair mask today? So I was applying the oil and massaging it into my scalp, and I was thinking, wow, I would never have been this generous with this oil for myself unless I knew that there was already this other bottle that was on its way to me. Now, that thought right there would pass somebody by. But because I know how survival loops happen, how devastating some beliefs can be, their manifestations in your life can be devastating, I know. So I'm very self-aware. I'm very good at recognizing patterns. So while I'm having the thought, I'm also the consciousness that is aware of myself having the thought. So I realized, wow, that is a scarcity thought. that I was limiting my use of the oil. And the only reason I had allowed myself to apply it so generously all over my scalp while I was massaging it in and absolutely enjoying the experience. If you have not smelled Blue Lotus oil, it's otherworldly. It's otherworldly. You need to smell Blue Lotus oil. So I'm applying it and I'm realizing, wow, that is a scarcity pattern disguised in there. But that is what that is. That is a sense of lack. That is a sense of, oh, I'm only going to use it intentionally, sparingly, carefully. But underneath that, there is a sense that there might not be more coming. So in that moment, I said to myself, how generous would I be with myself and therefore others if I already had enough in my hand, so I already had enough in the bottle that I had, and I already knew that more was already on the way. I already know my friend has this other bottle for me. So in that moment, again, it's these tiny moments that seem insignificant, but once you know how to catch them, once you know how to identify them, once you know what to do when you're in that moment, these are really the moments that change everything. They're not the moments when you're journaling about it. They are the moments when you walk your body through a different choice, through a different experience, so that your body can see what happens on the other side of a different choice. So that was the sentence that just kept going around in my head. How generous would I be with myself and therefore others if I already knew that more was on the way? So if you are recovering from burnout, if you are a people pleaser, struggle with boundaries, you're the one that always seems to be giving, you're super overwhelmed, it is likely that you struggled with the same survival loop that I used to, which is really struggling to give to yourself, really struggling to be generous with yourself, really struggling to receive. So I want you to hear this story and I want you to think about the places in your own life where you are not being generous with yourself. And just out of curiosity, start to dig underneath. Well, why am I not generous with myself? Is it because I don't actually trust that more is on the way? Is it because I don't believe there is enough? Is it because I don't believe I deserve it? Is it because, in my case, it wasn't even necessarily that I didn't believe I deserved it. I actually just had no self-concept. So I didn't really understand that there was a self to be generous to. I mean, that's pretty deep. But on the surface, like, just try and get under the hood a little bit. Like, why am I not generous with myself? What do I believe that means about me? What have I been taught to think about that? Does it mean I'm taking from someone else? Does it mean I'm selfish? And just try and look under the hood. That's how you find the beliefs. That's how you find the survival loops. And then start walking yourself through a different experience. So boy, that day I slapped that hair mask on. I slept with it on. I absolutely loved it. Can you imagine going to sleep with Blue Lotus just all over your head and your hair? Amazing. So how generous would you be with yourself and others if you already knew more was on the way? And just start to move slightly differently. So you don't have to make big shifts in the beginning. Make shifts that don't have a lot of emotional charge, that aren't big risks in inverted commas, that don't have big consequences if you get it right or wrong, even though there is no wrong. And just start to play with that in your life, and that will help you just start to be more generous with yourself, start to show your body that it's okay for you to actually receive stuff, it's okay for you to be the one who is spoiled, it's okay for you to let things in. So take that with you. Again, DM me on Instagram and just let me know just your takeaways, whether this landed for you or not, the times in your life that you notice that you do this. I know Jason, for example, would give you his, I don't know, the shirt off his back, but giving himself a new shirt is really difficult for him. And that's common. It's very common, you know, that people will give to you, but really struggle to give to themselves. So I invite you to just, if you already knew more was on the way, how would you act differently in this moment? And then see if you can give yourself permission to take that action, and then just see what happens on the other side. Think of it like an experiment. That's what I do for everything. I'm a Gemini, a manifesting generator. I'm not super good with like routines and structures and stuff like that. So I think of all these things as an experiment. Well, I'm just doing an experiment. It takes all the pressure off, makes it fun. And then you can kind of sit down and go, oh man, this really is working. So I've loved our little woman-to-woman chat, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next podcast. If this episode resonated, make sure you save it and follow for more conversations on burnout, selling, and becoming the woman who is prosperous in her life and business. I'll see you in the next episode.